Hey, how you doing? It's Jeff coming at you from Michigan here. I'm just going to do another follow-up to my GoKit video. It's just full of a lot of mistakes. I've been honestly been lazy. haven't done a new one yet. And, got a request from a guy to maybe do a little bit better GoKit video with a little different lighting. So hopefully this comes through a little bit better for you. And I'll go through the whole GoKit again, show you what I have. I'm going to come over here to something else real quick that I came upon. My brother-in-law works for a business here in Muskegon that was tearing down one of their buildings, and this is a Davis Vantage weather station. I'm telling you what, this is probably about $1,000 weather station here. It's seen better days, don't get me wrong, but you know, it's got another additional anemometer, and it's a nice unit. Just needs some TLC, so this will be a project I'll be going through here shortly and getting her cleaned up. I've actually got the Vantage View here, and that's a nice compact unit on my roof. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It's all built in one unit itself, and as you can see by the wind, it updates every 2 seconds as far as the wind speed goes, so that's pretty important for catching big wind gusts. So 95% of you won't care about that, but I thought it was kind of cool that I was able to get that. So hey, back to the GoKit. Hopefully there's a little better lighting here. Kind of got about as good as I can get it as far as lighting goes. You can see I've got the external speaker here. This light right here I built, and it's on a switch here, so it's that helps for dark. You know, when it's dark I can see things. Just gives me a little better lighting if needed. The radio is an ICOM IC2200. It's a VHF 2-meter radio. It's only got single band on it, so it's just 2 meters. But the nice thing about this is it's upgradable to digital. There's an area for a module in the back of it. Here in Muskegon right now we don't do a whole lot on the digital bands, so I haven't really seen the need to get the module yet. It's about $118 I think, but you know, it's becoming a little more popular, so eventually I'm sure I'll get that. But when I bought the radio I thought it was important to get something I could upgrade a little bit. A dual band would have been nice, but money wise it was the best option I could get for radio at the time. So just a simple power supply down here mounted on the bottom. And the thing that I like about this power supply again is it's adjustable, and you see I'm about at 15 volts, 14.8 right about there, and I can adjust it down. You can see the needle moving down on the left hand side, and then you'll see the lights start to dim when we run low on power here. Oops, it's not going to right now because actually I'm running off the power. So that comes in useful as far as the charging the batteries with the circuit that I've got in there. I'd like to charge the battery at 14.8 volts, so it's nice to be able to adjust the power on this for charging the battery. This button right here, I'll show you. If you can hear it, kicks the fan on in the back, and I'll show you that in just a few minutes here. I do have a space behind the microphone here I'm working on right now for headphones. If a noisy situation, I'll be able to plug headphones into that. I can actually put it through there. There's a jack in there, but it's too short to reach up here to the actual hole. So I've got to do some work on that. I had a bad contact in the jack that was in there, so I had to get rid of that and, you know, build something else. And over here we've got, if you can see, I've got my power inverter, and that, you know, you use for anything, charging batteries. You know, if I've got a laptop with me, I can you know, plug that in. It's only a 300 watt inverter, so you're not going to run a ton off of it. But you know, if I got my cell phone or I got my HT, I can charge the batteries with that. And that just hooks in to the side. Damn, I just can't get any good lighting. I've got every light on down here, I think. But that just plugs into the side. I put a 12 volt cigarette lighter socket there, so it just plugs in there, and I can plug anything in really. I've actually plugged my spotlight in through there and ran my spotlight out of that. So it's just an area that you can plug anything in that you need. Over on this side, these are just two banana plugs, and this is just another place where I can put any source, a 12-volt source, into here. I guess if you wanted to, you could even pull these off just so you got the bare wires in there. Heck, you could even really hook jumper cables up to it if you wanted. So I just thought it was important to have another source to be able to run, external source to run this box with if you had. This is just a power right here. This shuts everything off to the radio here. So it's just one switch. You can kill everything. These switches here aren't hooked to anything. Man, I just said the lighting is terrible. Maybe if I come around this way. I had to steal this one for another project I was doing, so I've got to go to the store and replace that switch. This runs the light here in the front, the LED. So that's really just the side. In the back, again, is if we can get a little better shot of this. This is just outlet for a power or for a computer that I got, and you can see how it's hooked in there. Just got the cord that goes right into the wall. This is the fan with a guard on it. You can feel it moves a lot of air through that box. So if you're charging the batteries and you're building up any hydrogen gas in there or whatever, that vents that out. And if you're transmitting at 60 watts for any certain amount of time, you're going to build a little bit of heat up in the box, so it's good to move the air through there, and that does a good job. Thought about mounting a surface mount for the coax there, but this gives me some flexibility. I may still I don't have one right now, maybe I'm just being lazy, but having that loose has really helped me hook up to an antenna in different areas. So I have it that way now. I might change it, but this thing is, like I've said in the other video, is always a work in progress, so I'm always changing things around. And you can see this thing's dirty. I'm not going to win any beauty prizes with this thing, but I use it all the time. Just even with the nets, the 2-meter nets around the area, I'll bring it outside, hook it up. We do different exercises for Muskegon County here that I bring it out and use it for. So it gets use out of it. Certainly if you have something like this that you're going to use in emergency situations, it's good to get it out and test it out and use it, and you're going to find maybe things that didn't work so well, or things you want to improve, or things that did work well. So kind of covers the outside of the box, and like I said, God, I hope this is hope this is going to come through okay. The lighting, even with every light on down here, doesn't seem to be much. And in this box here, just in the top, I've got different wire nuts, different fuses, wire connectors, just a lot of little pieces you may need, out in the field. And in here, the same thing, just different cords and shrink tubing, and taking my GPS unit here, 2-way radios. Again, I do use this when we're out camping a lot of times, and 2-way radios are a good way to keep track of my son, or maybe him to keep track of us, who knows. Headphones, just a lot of different things. I take a lot of things out, put a lot of things in, and like I said, it's always a work in progress. So getting into the inside of the box here, you can see in here, here's the computer fan running in there. Here's where the power comes in through the computer outlet. The antenna jack on here, and then you got your 12-volt cigarette lighter socket here, and that just comes right through these two wires and into the alligator clips on the battery. And I don't have these hooked up the whole time, they're not permanent. I take this inverter off every once in a while and use it in different places, so it's just nice to be able to unclip. And I hate hooking things up with the alligator clips, so I can just take them off and move them if I need to. Again, this is the circuit. If you see my other videos, the amateur radio charging circuit, that's that. It's K5 AUW's design, so it's worked really well for charging the batteries. This battery, speaking of batteries, this is definitely a battery. It weighs a ton. It's a marine deep cell battery, and it weighs a ton. It's 3 times as heavy as the rest of the unit, so, but it'll run this thing forever. And I don't have the money to buy any lead acid or gel cell batteries right now, so hey, you have to do with what you got, and that's what I got. So like I said, I'm not crazy about it, but right now it works. Everything's fused coming right off the battery here, and then my radio's fused also. The radio is mounted right to the power supply. I took the cover off the power supply, and this has got an automobile mount that goes down, over, and then up. You can see how it's mounted on the sides with the screw there. And I took the cover off the power supply and screwed up into the car bracket. So everything's hooked together, and then it's all hooked to this board on the bottom. And the board is held on by Velcro down at the bottom. I didn't want to drill any holes in the bottom of the Go Kit, so if it was wet, we wouldn't get any water inside it. So, but it's solid. It's not moving anywhere, and it's held in place real well. So there's where the this top switch here is the light, LED light that I have out front. The other switches down there aren't hooked to anything yet. Like I said in the first video, I'd like to get car stereo in here. And again, not because I want to be listening to CDs or anything, if anything major is going on, but I want to be able to pick up the regular FM broadcast bands, like your regular FM stereo. So I'd like to do that eventually. If I walk around to the other side here, you can kind of see how everything is tied into those banana plugs on the outside. So if I have to run anything from the power out here, it will run all the way through. You get your master shutoff switch on the other side that shuts power off to the whole unit. Here's the lights plugged in to the front, and I can take that off real quick. I mean, this definitely is not the best thing. I mean, first time I took it out, I about knocked the light off from it. So, you know, it's like I said, it's work in progress. It's not the best idea, but I've got light. And LEDs, of course, use no power whatsoever. So, then you got your external speaker here, and that's I've got that split off into a Y. So if I need to hook headphones, and I could hook my headphones right into here, go out that hole. Doesn't reach all the way. I had another patch cord in there, but like I said, that had faulty wiring in it. So if I had to, I could just run the headphones in through here and plug into this socket here. So hey, I hope that the lighting is a little bit better. Anyhow, it's still, I'm shooting this with my phone, so it's kind of one of the first videos I've shot with my phone, and we'll see how the light does on it. But maybe give you a better idea how I have it wired. You know, I couldn't tell you, man. I feel bad that I'm maybe being kind of vague, but I don't even remember half of how I wired. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but you know, it works good. And the thing is I use it all the time, and so I found things that didn't work good at the beginning and had to switch them around. And yeah, I use it all the time. So listen, if you got any other questions or anything, feel free. I apologize for, first of all, like I said, I've been lazy, and I should have made this better, hopefully better video a long time ago. But if you got any other questions, let me know. Drop me some mail, and I'll certainly do what I can do to get back with you. We'll see you.